Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be during this time. Welcome back to my channel. I am the most beautiful host, Cynthia Rose, and I am back with another video. Welcome back to my channel, Soul Supernatural AOC, Soul Supernatural Mainstream Production, Soul Supernatural LLC. Anyways, I've been diving very deep. Okay, I went down a whole rabbit hole today pertaining this particular situation that happened with this rapper from Jacksonville, calls himself Julio, who passed away while celebrating his birthday on June 23rd. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into this article because, baby, when I tell you the rabbit hole goes deep, it goes deep. So without further ado, Jacksonville rapper Julio was shot and killed at a Holiday Inn in Tampa early Sunday morning, according to his attorney. Charles Andrew II, who performs under the stage name Julio, was celebrating his 26th birthday at a party he advertised on Instagram. According to his attorney, Louis Fusco, Jones had too many people at the Airbnb where the party was hosted and had to leave. He got a room at a Holiday Inn across from the University of South Florida, where he was basically ambushed in the parking lot, Fusco told News4Jax. Tampa police tentatively identified the victim in the shooting as Jones and said 3 others were shot and are being treated at a local hospital. Their condition was listed as stable. The mass shooting was one of 11 around the country over the weekend, and the 19th to happen in Florida this year, according to the data from the Gun Violence Archive. He, referencing Julio, often rapped about friends who were murdered, 15 before he was 20, according to his Spotify bio. He talked about music as therapy. I love music because I can hear a beat sometimes. He told Eric Wells for Complex, and I feel like it's talking to me. But it was the feud between him and Youngin Ace and his songs mocking fallen rivals that brought him national attention. 1.1 million followers on Instagram and over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Julio has released 10 albums, including his latest in April, Resurrection. I am deeply saddened to hear about the passing of Julio. Fusco posted to an Instagram story. While most people knew him as the controversial rapper and entertainer, I was fortunate enough to know Charles Jones, the man beyond the public persona. He was a kid who grew up in challenging circumstances, determined to defy the odds by any means possible and succeed in all that he did. His journey was marked by resilience and a deep-seated desire to strive for greatness. Was Julio in a gang war? Jones belonged to the Jacksonville gang KTA, which has been feuding for years with the gang ATK. Jacksonville rapper Youngin Ace, real name Kenyatta Bullard, is the star of ATK. The two groups grew out of the rap subculture drill rap, which focuses on drug culture, guns, and gang violence. The feud went from violent to deadly in 2017 when Jones' cousin Zion Malik Brown, who was 18, was shot and unalived. 2 girls ages 9 and 15 suffered multiple gunshot wounds, according to police. Dontre Jaquez Thomas, an associate of Bullard, was arrested and charged. The next June, Bullard and 3 other teens were shot at while celebrating the rapper's brother's birthday at a restaurant. Bullard was shot 8 times, but the other 3, including his brother Trayvon Bullard, 18, was unalived. Jones, aka Foolio, made several posts on social media glorifying the killings and showing off a marking t-shirt with the photo of one of the slain teens, saying, "I'm getting a new t-shirt made for my show." In 2019, Willie Addison, who rapped as Boss Goon, was shot and unalived outside the Paradise Gentlemen's Club where he had just performed, FirstCoastNews.com reported. Several of his family members and family members of ATK rapper Hakeem Robinson, known as Queso, were injured. Soon after that, Robinson was charged in separate incidents for the deaths of Jones, of Charles Quentin McCormick Jr., a KTA rapper who performed as Lil Buck, and Jones' close friend Adrian Denard Garner Jr., 16, also known as Diddy. In 2021, Jones, aka Julio Foolio, was shot at and injured while getting out of his vehicle. Y'all missed a whole 100 shots, literally, he said on Instagram hours later. He was also shot in Houston, Texas in July of 2020, an event that rival Jacksonville rapper Fast Money Goon talked about in a viral music video, Who I Smoke. Last October, Jones was shot in the foot when the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said it appears that the suspect or suspects were waiting for the victim and ambushed him. The car he was driving was riddled with bullet holes, FirstCoastNews.com reported. Over 5+ attempts on my life, and I'm still here. Real demigod. He posted in January, along with the new song depicting himself singing from a wheelchair about people trying to unalive a superstar. These last couple months/years of my life have been tragic. Jones, aka Julio, posted on Instagram in April. God been trying to send me a message. Multiple attempts on my life. I keep surviving. I keep losing my brothers to jail and graveyards, but I know the Most High doing everything for a reason. He let me walk again for a reason. Mr. Jones had been in Tampa to celebrate his birthday over the weekend, Fusco said in a news release. Law enforcement reports indicate that he initially stayed at an Airbnb, but was asked to leave due to exceeding occupancy limits. He subsequently relocated to the Holiday Inn, where he was involved in an incident in the hotel parking lot and reportedly ambushed. Instagram post by Jones showed a pool party at an Airbnb and a birthday party at Teasers, a gentleman's club in Tampa. Police are investigating what led up to the shooting. The agency has not released a description of the shooter or shooters. Thank God for you allowing me to see another year to celebrate another birthday, Jones posted in one of his last X, aka Twitter posts. Appreciate all the birthday wishes so far. The meaning behind the names remains hidden. Jacksonville Police and the U.S. Attorney's Office claim that ATK stands for ACE's Top Unalivers, although other sources have said it means Ace to Unalive or Aim to Unalive. A representative for Youngin, Ace, and Queso disputed all of these definitions in an email after this article was initially published, and Ace himself has avoided explaining ATK in public for years. Everybody's keep asking me what ATK mean. Everybody come up with their own names. Ace said in a 2021 TikTok, don't nobody in the world know what ATK means. I got like everybody, all my fans, everybody in the world screaming ATK, but nobody knows what they screaming for. You know what I'm saying? He said. So I don't really like telling people the meaning because that's the real meaning behind it. So guys, that's the end of that article. It's a lot going on with this. Like, it's just so much. When I tell y'all, I've spent my whole entire Saturday just really cramming in all this information. I'm talking about, I'm reading articles, I'm watching news clippings, I'm watching different channels of, people that's from Jacksonville. I'm listening to different songs. I'm just cramming all of this information in, and it's a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make a really long story really small, simple, and short, and I'm gonna give my little bit of commentary on it. So basically, from what I can understand, okay, first of all, I didn't even know who the hell a damn Julio Foolio was, because I don't really listen to drill rap music like that. I might entertain a little bit of, what's going on here in Chicago, but I don't listen to drill rap like that. So I didn't know who a damn Julio Foolio was until I kept seeing all this stuff pop up in my news feed. So it looked interesting, so I decided to dive in it, and the things that I found was crazy. Now, I thought Chicago had some shit going on with, like, the rivalries and the different beefs and this set against that set. I thought we had some shit going on here because we had one big-ass war between 63rd and O Block. But when I tell y'all these guys is on something completely different, I'm talking about completely different. Same scenario, but slightly different. So basically, from what I can understand, there's two sets. There was two sets in Jacksonville. There was Julio Foolio set, and then there was Youngin Ace set, and they were rivals. Okay. Now, as far as who came out with the music first, it was Youngin Ace who was first on the map with it. Okay. Julio Foolio came shortly after one of the people from his side passed away. Okay. So, from what I can understand, how all this started, there was beef because they both was rapping and stuff like that. And instead of coming together, bringing the cities together, it just became World War II type shit. Like, there was no, trying to do some shit together. It just became beef for whatever reason because they were both rapping in the same vicinity of each other and whatever, right? So, boom, beef broke out and beef started. And what had happened was, okay, somebody from Julio Fulio's side, a guy named Adrian Gaynor. This is Adrian Gaynor. He was 16 years old when he was unalived, okay? Adrian Gaynor was unalived by someone from Youngin Ace's side, okay? So what had happened was a couple of guys from Youngin Ace's side went over to the residence of where this teen was staying at the time, okay? They threw a brick or some type of rock or something through the window to shatter the glass. It was like one of those sliding doors. So they threw that, and everybody rushed to the living room to see what was going on because everybody heard the glass shatter. And at that point, it's been alleged, okay, that Queso, someone from that side where Youngin Ace is from, came in and started spraying bullets. And at that time when that happened, it was late, it was dark, and you couldn't really see who did what, but somebody did identify the shooter, and that led to Adrian Gaynor's demise, and a couple of more people was injured during that incident as well. So now, after all of that happened, another tragedy strikes, okay? Now, remember, these guys over here, this is Youngin Ace's side. They just ambushed and basically did a home invasion to the guys on this side, to where a young man was unalived at 16 years old, okay? Julio drops a song in remembrance. They on Instagram and they on all these different social medias. They're tweeting, they're mocking, they're taunting, they tore up the grave and stuff like that. So now, somehow, some way, a guy from Youngin Ace's side named Corbin Johnson, this is Corbin Johnson. He ended up being unalived. But see, his death was a little bit more diabolical, maniacal, demonic, like satanic type shit, like, okay? Because not only was he unalived, this young man was 18 years old when this happened. Mind you, the guy that they just unalived on this side was only 16 at the time. But during Corbin Johnson's demise, he was only 18, right? So basically what happened to Corbin, he ended up getting kidnapped. They took him to a location, okay? And they did what they did to him. How he was unalived, they still don't know. But he was missing for a year. Corbin Johnson, okay, who was affiliated with this side over here, Youngin Ace and all them, he went missing for a year. Until one day, okay, someone who was out there mowing the goddamn lawn ran over what looked like skeletal remains, bones. Long story short, they end up identifying that those skeletal remains and those bones belong to Corbin Johnson. So now here come Julio Fulio with his deaths, okay? Corbin got kidnapped. They found his bones. He was rotten. Where's Corbin? Now, when I first heard this, it was on TikTok. And everybody was, I didn't know what the hell it meant. I didn't know. I just thought it was just a song. Everybody was doing a dance, talking about, where's Corbin? Where's Corbin? And I'm just now finding out today that hashtag where's Corbin came from a diss song that Julio Fulio did, basically mocking. Now Julio Fulio's side is marking this side because this guy got kidnapped and unalived. So now the disses is going back and forth. Now the first one to make a diss was these people over here, Youngin Ace and all them. They was the first ones to diss, talking about who they smoking. They made a whole video. I watched it. I heard they said they smoking Bibby. The guy Bibby It's the same one that I was just talking about who was unalived at 16. Adrian Ghana, who his mother nicknamed Bibi. So when someone from their side passed away, Julio comes out and talk about him being kidnapped. I even saw an Instagram video that he did where he was like, how a grown ass man end up getting kidnapped like a baby. You was 18 and this. It was crazy. It was crazy. Now, granted, this already happened to this guy. This already happened to this man. Okay. He was kidnapped. He was, murdered. And now they're making songs and this is about his unalived. But see, this is very familiar to me because the more I looked into this story, the more it just seemed just way too similar to what went on here in Chicago. Because FBG Duck didn't start dissing first. They dissed in a response. The first person to diss was actually Chief Keef talking about he's smoking on Tuka. Okay? So what I found out was Adrian Garner, aka Bibi, the name Bibi in Jacksonville is similar to what Tuka means here in Chicago. Because every chance they get, they dissing that name, Bibi, saying they smoking them, they rolling them, and all type of stuff. Same how they did with Tuka. You see what I'm saying? There are so many similarities. And so what I started to realize was that, this is definitely spiritual. This is definitely spiritual. See, this is the spirit that's maneuvering because, first of all, there's too many similarities. Let me show you what I mean. Let's dive deep real quick. Check this out. Here's a song that Julio Foolio made 2 years ago called List of Dead Ops, aka Dead Ops, okay? Got 20 million views. Here's the song that FBG Duck made, okay? Called Dead You Know What, 44 million views. Here is a video and a song that King Von did called Demon. Here is a video and a song that Julio Foolio did called Voodoo. Here's a song that Julio Foolio did called When I See You, using the beat from Fantasia, When I See You. Here's his song, 48 million views. Here's a song that FBG Duck did called When I See You, 3.3 million views. Here's King Von with a demonic looking face because he was labeled the demon of Chicago because of how demonic his songs and his lyrics were. Here's a demonic demon looking photo of Julio Foolio because of how demonic his songs and lyrics were, and he was also labeled the demon of Jacksonville. Here's a picture of Julio Foolio smiling, showing his grill, but I want y'all to pay attention to this ring he got on, that 5-star ring. Okay, pay attention to that, smiling, cheese and grinning, showing his grills with the diamonds and all that in it, but he has that 5-star ring on, right? Here's a picture of King Von also smiling, cheesing and grinning, showing his grills with his diamonds and whatnot in it. But he also got that 5-star ring on. Now, one thing that I noticed doing my research is that 5-star ring is very significant in the rap culture because not only do these new artists have it or have worn it, a lot of rappers sport this ring. And I'm still doing my research. I'm still going down the rabbit hole because I'm going to find out what is the meaning behind this ring. There's some type of symbolism, okay, that is parallel to wearing this ring because too many people has it on. Too many people you see in the videos wearing it. Check this photo out. You got King Von, you got Young Dolph, you got Mo3, you got all these rappers. You see what I'm saying? Sporting the same ring. So it's something very symbolic behind wearing this ring. Then here it is again. You even got Tupac who had it on. I saw photos with Diddy with it on. I saw photos with Biggie with it on. Jay-Z. A lot of, big names that are affiliated with the industry wearing this same ring. So again, the symbolism is something very symbolic and demonic too, might I add, behind them wearing this ring. But anyway, nevertheless, Julio Foolio was a demon. He was demonic. He was down with not just the Baphomet, okay? Because if you pay attention to these rappers, they all showing the same symbolism. They are all showing the same symbolism, whether it's the one-eye hand gesture, whether it's the shush to the mouth or covering the mouth or however they do it, they're all presenting and showing the same symbolism. But see, Julio Foolio was into some different shit. Okay, now that's one thing to be in the industry and to be down with the Baphomet and participate in the rituals and do all that. Yeah, that's demonic too. But he was into the craft. He was like deep into the craft. How do I know this? Because he even said it, which I'm going to insert right now.
Hit my line, say don't let them trick you off the street. No other way around, the bus and drinker gotta bury me. You a shooter in the rack, why you tryna put that cell on me? Fucking with that voodoo, told my auntie put that spell on me. We got this time to put that cell on me. Fucking with that voodoo, told my auntie put that spell on me. We got this.
So he was very much into voodoo. He was very much into witchcraft. He was very much into all these things that he said that was protecting him, that he thought was protecting him. Right? Y'all stay tuned. This is part 1. I will be back tomorrow with part 2. We're going to dive into Youngin Ace and who is he, and the diss song that he just dropped celebrating the death of Julio Foolio. See y'all tomorrow.
And share this video. I want you to share this video with the world.